Right, full disclosure, for those of you who don't like it when I do vlogs where I talk about business stuff, this is going to be a vlog where I talk about business stuff. So if you don't like vlogs where I talk about business stuff, come back tomorrow, because this is going to be a vlog where I talk about business stuff. Official, unless you've got a similar cup, in which case we'll have to have a dad off to see who really is the number. But to be fair, I actually got the cup, the #1 dad cup. And I think that makes it official. I've been pondering about the things I'm going to miss most about leaving work, because we are getting really close to that point now where I'm done. I've got juice in my beard, for goodness sake. I've got 12.5 days left before I am done. I'm not going to miss the job yet. I probably will at some point. I enjoy teaching. I don't enjoy marking, but I really enjoy the planning side of teaching, which comes into a little bit what we're going to look at today. So I like the planning, I like the interaction with people and the talking and the presenting and the stuff that's quite transferable to running a YouTube based business is the stuff I really enjoy. Planning and being organised, and then performing. They're the two parts I really enjoy. But one thing that I really, the other thing that I really enjoy that I'm going to miss is people, like colleagues. Not specific colleagues. If you're watching from work, I'm not going to miss you specifically. Let's not get silly about this. I'm not getting sentimental, but just the whole idea of being able to walk into the office every morning and it'll be the same people there, and we can hurl a bit of abuse at each other, have a cup of coffee, look at the wrestling from the night before, or I don't know, just have a bit of a prat around for a few minutes, just to, and yes, teachers do that too, in case you were wondering, and just generally have a little bit of, I hate saying it, banter, but then actually get down to business and have a team of people who are working together towards the same goal. In that case, the goal is to do the best for the students that we're teaching and to get the best exam results for our faculty. But we're all working towards that same thing, and as much as we have the silliness and the banter and that stuff going on, we also keep each other focused on the goal. So when it's time to work, we work and we keep each other on task and we keep each other focused, and if we've got an idea we want to try, we can bounce it off each other. If we're not sure if something is right or wrong, we can check with each other, and it's a room full of experience, a room full of ideas, a room full of opinions, and it means that any time one of us wants to try something or isn't sure what to do or isn't feeling motivated, we're there as a team to sort that out and make sure that ultimately we're still moving in the right direction come the end of that day, week, month, year, whatever it might be. And that's the thing that I'm not going to have sitting in my garage working on my own. It's going to be completely down to me to set my own hours, stay motivated, make all the decisions, and then live or die by those decisions, because if I get them wrong, if I get them badly wrong, it could be disastrous. But even getting them a little bit wrong could be the difference between adding 500 subscribers that month and 5,000 subscribers that month. So it might even be that I become so in everything that I don't even know that something I've done wrong is something I've done wrong. I might think, look at my stats and think, subscribers are up again, awesome, not knowing that they could have been so much higher if I hadn't have done this thing differently. I'm a little bit, worried's not the right word, because I'm really excited, but I am conscious that I need to build a team around me. Not necessarily because I need help with the planning and the video production side of things. I think I've got that down. But I need to replicate that team atmosphere. I need a group of people that I can send abuse at, whether it's by text or email or in a Facebook group or wherever it might be. I need that little bit of, right, let's get myself warmed up for the day by making a few people laugh, or by doing something a little bit silly, or by just chatting about the football or something like that. So I need that, which is fairly simple to do just through normal social media. But then I need this more specialist team around me which is going to be the people who can take me to one side and say, Kev, what you're doing at the moment isn't right because, or Kev, what that video you put out yesterday could have been better like this. And it's what I don't want to, it's really difficult to phrase this in a way that doesn't make me seem really arrogant, but that's not how it's intended. But I want that to be from people who know what they're talking about. I massively appreciate the comments that I get on the videos every day. They do shape the channel brilliantly, but sometimes, and I can't, but I mean, this is one of those things where someone should be stepping in and saying, Kev, this is one of those things you don't need to talk about. But unfortunately, no one's here to say that. But sometimes viewers don't know what they want and they don't know what they like until you give it to them. Case in point, my Football Manager series for this year, I spent months getting abuse, not abuse, but stick from a subsection of the subscribers on the gaming channel, moaning that we weren't winning often enough, we weren't making fast enough progress up through the leagues, and it was stagnating, I was getting fired, I was getting relegated, I was bankrupting clubs. People were moaning about it and comparing me to other YouTubers who were doing much better in their saves, and why don't you fix your tactics, why don't you manage your money better, why don't you do this, that and the other. And then we got to Tottenham and started to build a really good team and started to win and got to the point where we were winning everything, winning every game, winning every competition. And I haven't checked, but it might well be the same people, but if not, there was a similar sized group of people moaning that, yeah, this is boring now, it's just winning all the time, I enjoyed the struggle, and I see both points of view. I absolutely see both points of view. The stats tell me that I was getting much more views, much more likes, much more interaction when we were struggling, but it was quite hard at times to not avoid giving up, because I wouldn't have given up because that's how I always play Football Manager, but perhaps if it had been a different game. Fallout is a perfect example where I got a similar amount of stick, and it got to the point where I'm not really enjoying playing Fallout. I certainly don't enjoy getting the stick that I'm getting for not being any good at Fallout. So I stopped it, and perhaps if I'd have persisted with that, and time didn't let me do it, but perhaps if I'd persisted with it, that would have been equally well received as Football Manager has been through not doing very well and then eventually getting good. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm putting this across very well. Bottom line, I need to form a brain trust to talk to me about, just so that I can, not that I want someone to tell me what to do, I want to be able to bounce ideas off people. I've got a lot of plans in place for how I want my business to look, and I planned to show you on, I've got a planning spreadsheet and a calendar thing open, but I'm not going to have time to do that today, so that will perhaps be something I do tomorrow, a little bit later in the week, and show you all the plates I'm planning on having spinning, and how I could really, and this is where you lot do come in, and I would appreciate your feedback on this part, on all of it really, but this part in particular. I've got lots of ideas in my head all the time. I'm very much creative ideas man. And I've got to make sure that I don't take on too much. Obviously I am going to have a lot more time, because I'm not going to have to go to work, but I'm not going to have unlimited time. There's only going to be so much time in the day for me to produce good enough content. I need to be able to dedicate the time to it. So just off the top of my head, the things that I want to be able to do in 12.5 days time, I want to be able to do 2 different Football Manager series, The Expedition of Gold and Sugar Daddy, both on YouTube, but Sugar Daddy also being on Twitch, and I want to be able to Twitch stream 3 times a week. Putting it really bluntly, I want to be able to have subscribers, I want the Twitch partnership, I want that extra income stream. I'm going to be self-employed, I could use the money. So I want to build up a Twitch following through regularly streaming. I love streaming anyway, it was great fun when I was able to do it before, but I'm planning on doing it at least 3 times a week, try and get as many people in as possible and move as quickly as possible towards getting that Twitch partnership, because I think it's great fun, and certainly on the size of channels I'm at, I think has the potential to earn more money at this size than YouTube does. correct me if I'm wrong if you're an expert on these things, but I look back on this time last year when I was just starting to stream, and at that point I was earning more money out of Twitch than I was out of YouTube, and that was just from donations. So I feel like there might be more money in Twitch than YouTube, but I'm certainly not leaving YouTube. YouTube, I think, has the potential for better and bigger, longer term growth in a more sustainable business. So YouTube is definitely still going to be front and centre, but Twitch is definitely going to be part of it. So that's 3 evenings a week straight away on Twitch. But I also want to do FIFA. I'm loving playing FIFA at the moment, so that needs to be incorporated into the channel. Whether that becomes daily or 2 or 3 videos a week or a bit sporadic, whether it becomes a series or one-off videos, I haven't decided yet. I could do all of those things. I could easily drop everything and just do a channel about FIFA. Don't worry, I'm not going to, but that's how many FIFA ideas I've got in my head. I've got Total Extreme Wrestling, which I really enjoy, but it's really time consuming. I've got this history of football games thing that I started. I did 2 videos on. I've got the games ready and the videos planned for another like 15 of them. So there's that needs to be incorporated somehow. And then on the horizon we've got FIFA 18, Pro Evo 18, Football Manager 18, but also other things that I want to bring into the channel for those views. But things like Destiny 2 is coming out, the WWE 2K18 will be out, Forza 7 is something that I really want to play. Call of Duty World War II is on my to-do list. There's a lot of games there. Plus we've got the daily vlog. Plus writing, because if we are I'm talked about money with regard to Twitch and YouTube, but writing, still, even now, when I've not released a book for over 2 years, I still earn more each money from that book than I earn from all the work I put into YouTube. So when it comes down to paying the bills, I need to write another book. Bottom line, that has to be a massively high priority. I'm planning on it being like the first 2 hours of every day is going to be writing, because that has to take top priority, because if I can write another book that's as successful as the last one, then that really does make a massive difference and gets us a lot closer to that fabled not any poorer than we are now once we get into September time and my salary stops. So I've got to write a book as well, but it then becomes what book? I've got another similar sort of education book to the one I've got. That's right there ready to write. I've got the YouTube book, which I've started. I've got ideas for like 4 different novels that I want to write, which I acknowledge I probably need to move them to the back of the list because that's a completely new thing. And now is not the time for completely new things. Or is it? And that is just a tiny little glimpse into what's going on in my head at the moment. There is so much potential and possibility and opportunity, and I need to make sure A, I don't spread myself too thin, and B, that in the process of dropping stuff or moving stuff down the priority list or moving stuff back on the calendar, I'm prioritizing the right stuff that is, and I hate to make it sound like it's all about money, because it's not all about money. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I really love doing it, but also need to pay those bills. And I am an idiot who's leaving his job way before I'm earning enough money from all this to support myself long term, because I'm an idiot. So I need to prioritise, right, not only do I need the stuff that I'm going to enjoy the most, and I really believe I'd enjoy all of that stuff that I've just said, but it's got to be something I'm going to enjoy, because otherwise I won't stick to it. You've met me. But also it needs to be something that is going to grow the income. As an example, as much as I really enjoy Total Extreme Wrestling, the biggest Total Extreme Wrestling videos on YouTube are probably the ones I made earlier this year, and they ain't going to pay the bills. So perhaps that's one that needs knocking on the head. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts and all that way. That's a much longer video than I had planned, and it is going to have to be a 2-parter because we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of scheduling and planning. Not tomorrow, because I don't want to do this 2 days in a row, but probably later on in the week, maybe early next week. Perhaps Monday nights will be Kev's business talk. Who knows? I need to start getting a proper schedule in place for the vlog channel. So there you go, there's another thing. I need to start planning these vlogs better, especially as I'm going to I know I don't take the camera out with me when I go to work now, but realistically there's going to be days in a month's time where I don't even leave the house. So I need to either force myself to go out and do something because it's scheduled, or I need to have enough variety of content that I can produce in here to continue to make the vlog engaging and interesting. Sorry that video was longer than planned. Thank you for watching.